But here we are. Midnight walk and talk. Come on this way. Come, babes. Amber. Head up. Amber. Amber. Head up. You're a good girl. Trying to start sniffing around for food again. Anyway, so yeah, okay. We'll start off with the election. Might as well start with that. It looks as if Biden's going to win because he's got 264, whereas Trump's got 214. You need 270 to win. So yeah, numbers seem to be in his favour at the moment. However, obviously, if Trump wins the remaining ones, he wins. But likelihood is Biden's going to get the 6 he needs before Trump gets the 54 that he needs. Really. Yeah, as I said before, though, Biden wins, right? If he doesn't get the Senate and the House, then we can have problems. Because Trump isn't going to want to leave. He's already basically said that. You know, he's not going to want to concede. He's been an awful president. And most of the world knows that. Yeah, Putin would have wanted him to stay. But I don't think many others would want him to stay. His own supporters want him to stay, but most of the world wanted him out. Because they know that he's just a nuisance. Nothing else. He's just a noisy pain in the butt. He's nothing more than that, really. So, yeah. What's going to happen? I mean, you know, I hope, as a way of teaching the Republicans a lesson, I hope if Biden wins, that he increases the Supreme Court by 6, put 6 new judges in, and puts all Democrats in that are going to favour, you know, the things that are important to the majority of people. Well, certainly fairness, that sort of thing, and not forcing women to have children, you know. Although, so the abortion one is a tricky one. You know, I don't agree with it, but I don't disagree with it. There's, you know, it's tricky. But because it's tricky, it's not as simple as one thing or another. So if it's not as simple as one thing or another, then people shouldn't be forced. Shouldn't be forced to have children. No more than they should be forced to abort. You know, it shouldn't be either. God, look, people, if there was a law forcing women or young women to abort if they're not married, I'm bloody sure people would be saying, well, excuse me, how can we force people? Well, then how can you force people to have children they don't want? Same thing. If they're happy to be accountable for that, then I'm sorry, but you know, it's their bodies. They're right by saying it's their bodies. I mean, I would say, scientists, get your act together, find out when life begins. You know, is it a week? Wait, leave it now. Lucy, walk away. Wait. No idea what you found. Get your bottle, Lucy. Lucy, pop up. I don't know where the bottle you took out the car is. You took one out the car, you left it. As you always do. Mollie, come. Leave all the rubbish. Riley, now, leave. Yeah, get to it. If it's 2 or 3 days, then 2 or 3 days is the maximum. But have a time. Have a time on it. Don't say it can never happen. Have a time on it. You know? Be reasonable. Yes. Don't go murdering unborn children. Cool. We would all agree with that. Everyone would agree with that. But be reasonable in that one. So, but yeah, Biden, 6 new Supreme Court justices. Because of the fact that what did the Republicans do? When Obama was coming towards the end of his term, he wanted to put a judge in because one died and it was his job as the president to do so. They blocked him so they could put their person in. Then just before the election, they were citing they had to do that because it was just before an election, right? So they had no choice but to do that. And yet, just before this election, judge dies, they rush through their own bloody person. Right, they're scum. They're lying, cheating little scumbags. So, teach them a lesson. Put 6 in so you can have your number. Right? Simple. Do that. Right, 1 second, just going to pause this. Teach them a lesson. Yeah? Absolutely. They're willing to cheat, then cheat. Then cheat. Go in there and cheat. If you want to go in there and just be like, well, no, we're not going to do that because we want to do things according to the way they should be done, yeah, you won't get any judges. Generally speaking, most of the people there are quite young. They're unlikely to die. You know, while you're in term, they're unlikely to die. So, cheat the way they did. That's fine. Who cares? I mean, Biden, you're in for 4 years. You probably won't be in for longer. You probably won't because you're an old man now, so make the most of it, you know. Why? Do what's right for the country. Sod what's right for your next term. Do what's right for the country. Simple, really, as I say. I mean, as I said earlier, you know, I am really middle of the road when it comes to politics, you know. Both sides have good things right in the middle. When you get to the extremes, that's why I'm... No, thank you. I don't care. None of that. And if you need judges to make sure that that stays to be the case, then yeah. But as I say, then pick judges who are going to make sure that all these left-wing nutters don't get their will as well. Doesn't mean you need right-wing people. It just means you need people that aren't right-wing, extreme right-wing. If necessary, again, put some judges in there who are right-wing but not extremist right-wing. So therefore, like the ones that Trump put in. No, don't have them. Don't put ones like them in. Sorry, I've got one of these airways things. For some reason, since I stopped smoking, I prefer to be chewing something when I'm walking around. Don't know why. Probably not great for the teeth. Amber, head up. Stop foraging. Be a good girl. That's just something. Look, with regards to politics, if you want to win, and if you want to, like for Democrats, if you want to win the next election, you've got to look at the tactics of your opposition. See what they do. Do the same. Be as ruthless as they are. They do all the gerrymandering. Yeah, they make sure that they sort out the borders of an area to make sure that they have a better chance of being elected. We'll do the same. Absolutely, reverse it. Reverse what they've done to put it back to the way it was, which is fair for everyone. Yeah, that is basically making sure you're going to win anyway, because they've done it a certain way to try and make sure you don't win. Right? If you reverse it, you're going to be making sure you do win. So just reverse it. You don't have to do anything naughty. Just reverse it. Simple, really. Simple as a pimple on a baby's bum, basically. Isn't it? Yeah. Right. Well, it's all fun and games. There's an awful lot that can be done. But as I say, that's why I was hoping. Riley, come here. Leave it alone. That's why I was hoping that the... Amber! No. Wait, pack it up. Lucy, come here. It's only because it's dark and there's got a person walking in the dark, so they don't know what's going on, I suppose, the doggies. So yeah. As I was saying, that's why I was hoping that the Democrats would get the Senate as well, because then it'd be easier. Certainly, put it this way, if Biden's only got 4 years, in that 4 years, he's going to have to work really hard, even with the Senate and the House, to undo a lot of damage that Trump has put in place. There's a lot to undo. Yeah, I mean, the fact that most of the agencies, Trump's put people in who are anti the agency and have done their best to dismantle the agency. You know, Biden's going to have to put the right people in, the right team in, to try and build all that stuff back up again. And that's going to be tough. I mean, one other thing that Biden should do, really, is work out a way that people can run and, you know, be in elections without having to raise millions upon millions upon millions, because then all these scumbags who work for the oil companies and the companies that are actually doing all the damage, you know, won't be blackmailing the politicians, you know, to not put the laws in place to stop them from doing their nasty bits. Yeah, like the people that are putting chemicals and crap into the water that's causing major problems in places like Flint. You know, they are the ones who push the EPA, or try to close the EPA down. They're the ones who push the politicians in America to try and stop them making laws to stop them from doing that. So therefore they bribe them, they give them tons of money to vote against these bills. Yeah. And of course, politicians need to make money. So bring in a system where they don't need to make money. You know, have it where, if necessary, where the networks give them airtime. What does someone need to be able to run? Make sure they have what they need. Make sure nobody can donate more than a certain amount of money, each person, to a campaign. Therefore, you can't have the blackmailers and the bribers having any impact. Yeah, like the Koch brothers. The amount of impact they have in elections is crazy. These two people. You know, again, something needs to be done to stop them. You know, stop that degree of influence from being had. That would be a service, wouldn't it? Riley, get out of there. No. Nutter in the bin. People keep on misbehaving with these bins. That's a bin put there, you know, so people can put rubbish away. And look at what they've done to it. God, just leave it alone. There's kids. Clearly there's kids doing that, isn't it, really? Riley, leave. Yeah. Kids do some fun and damage and stuff. You know. Well, it's either a young person or a person with an incredibly immature mind who's done that. So a kid in nature or a kid in actuality. Anyway, yeah. Well, there you go. It is what it is, isn't it? So, yeah. Well, I'm going to look at a car on Tuesday, a Freelander. 2008 Freelander. Not ideal. MOT quite short, only February, so not very long. To be honest, it doesn't matter that much, because it can fly for MOT. It could have an MOT and then die very quickly. You know, these things can happen. You know, so yeah. So it is what it is. Its price is at the moment £3,000 on the offer. So it's been up for days, so the person is willing to look at an offer. You right, Luce? How you doing, Bubs? Here you go, Bubs. Get your cup. Lucy, cup. Lucy, cup. Get your cup, baby. Here you go. Right. So we need a tax officer because obviously see if there's so much rust in areas that will need to be done before the MOT. So yeah, these are all things that need to be done. So yeah, time will tell. No idea. It's worth looking at, I suppose. It's worth looking at. I mean, that Barry bloke never got back to me. I tried to contact him. He's, I mean, to be honest, I shouldn't have expected anything from him. We've been here before. I've asked him about cars. We've had a conversation, and then, yeah, there's been no contact for a long time. Again, he said he'd look for cars for me, and he never did. And then we've got to this situation again where he says he'd look for cars for me, and he hasn't. He probably won't. So it's like, okay. Yeah. I just have to delete him as contact, I think, in my contacts. Because, you know, if he's happy to talk, could just be he's quite a lonely person. That's what possibly it could be. It could be lonely. So talking is what he wants. Yeah. Possibly. No idea. So anyway, it's what it is. So I mean, yeah. Well, I don't need someone who's unreliable. If he's unreliable, then, you know, in the end, yeah, that's a situation that I don't really need. So, yeah. It's what it is, isn't it? So, there you go. Come on this way. We'll walk around again. It's not too bad weather-wise, so. It's fairly early, so we'll have another little walkies. Mollie, come here now. Come, Bubs. We shall see. I mean, it's black as well, the colour of the car. I'm not overly keen on black because, again, you park it into a car park and you can't find your car. You really can't. Well, the idea of this car, Freelander, something like that, would be to take dogs in all year round. Yeah, because, you know, I parked my car somewhere recently on the grass, couldn't get it off without a push from somebody because it's not four-wheel drive, it just didn't have the grip. So it's like, well, yeah, it'd be useful to have a car that's a bit big and chunky to take dogs. Although, to be honest, I'd probably use it most of the time because, you know, cars that are big and chunky, like the X-Trail. The X-Trail was a lovely car to drive. Really nice car to drive, really comfortable. Aye, very comfortable indeed. So, you know, this one's anything like it, but this one needs work. As I say, it's got some rust in the arches, apparently. Now, of course, that happens a lot. You know, so depends on how bad the rust is, will depend upon what needs to be done with it, really. But it's something I can look into. Yeah. Well, I can even take it to someone and get them to have a look at it. I mean, also, it's got reversing camera, but the reversing camera isn't set up to reverse gear. So that needs to be done. Come here, now, wait. Come on, what are you doing over there? So yeah, I mean, the thing of it is, you know, get it, it'll have to be taken into a garage pretty much straight away to have a look at the rust. Apparently the lettering on the back has to be replaced. There's a handle that has to be replaced. And the person's got the handle and the lettering and all that, and obviously the reversing camera has to be connected up. And then the rust needs to be looked at to see what needs to be done with that. You know, and it might be a case of just get it for an MOT now. So it's now got an MOT. A full MOT would be useful. So, going to make some phone calls tomorrow. Work out insurance. Because, you know, I've got to phone my insurance company, see how much it would be to insure it on my insurance, as in to have two cars. And there's other insurance companies where you can have two cars. And they're happy to do that on one policy, so might be an idea to contact them and see how much they would do both cars. You know, so yeah, don't know. I don't know. Time will tell. Yes, indeed. It'd be worth looking at. But it'd be a case I'd be going on my own because, you know, the person who I normally go with, he got bitchy, didn't he? Because I said that I wasn't happy about paying the 80 quid for borrowing the car. Because when I had to borrow a car off somebody, the person said, we'll just replace the fuel. Now this person gets fuel from Dennis, and Dennis charges £20 for half a tank of fuel, so therefore 40 quid would have given them a new tank. So 40 quid was the price that I expected. But then, of course, my friend then went over to him and the bloke said, well, wait, leave it, Chewie, walk away. Someone's obviously dropped some food. Walk away now, move. Mollie, come now. Yeah, he said to the bloke, and the bloke said to him about giving him a bit more. So he agreed to give the bloke 80, expecting me to just cough up 80 quid. And I said no. Even at that time, I said no. I said, I'm not going to give you 80 quid for it because I didn't agree to that. You made that decision without contacting me first and speaking to me about it first. Yeah, had you come to me and said 80 quid, I would have said, look, maximum 60. Yeah, I'm happy enough giving him some money for, you know, using the car, but as he didn't ask this when I first took the car, he's only asking it when the car's going back. He's got a bit of a blinking cheek. So if he wants 40, give him 20. Say 20 is what you're going to have. You know, to be fair on you and to be fair on me, I'll give you 20. That's what I would have done. If he'd have said at the start of it, look, I'm going to have to charge you 40 quid and you're going to have to replace the fuel, I'd be like, okay. Yeah, is that reasonable? Is that not? Think about it. Yeah, I need a car to drive around, so okay. You know, I'll have to go for that, yeah. So it wouldn't have been unreasonable if he'd have said it at the start, but because he said it right at the end, when the van was getting back to him, you know, it's one of those Citroen Berlingo's. It was an old post van. You know, so, but when I'm talking old post van, it was very uncomfortable. It was weird in so many ways. Reverse was quite terrible. You certainly couldn't see where you were going when you reversed because the window at the back was blacked out. You couldn't see a flipping thing. It had a habit of when you start the car and you start going off, when you get to about 2 miles an hour, the doors lock. And the reason why they lock is because then someone can't just try and get into the van while you pull off and nick stuff. You know, so it makes sense for a post van. But you would have thought that they would maybe disengage that when it's no longer a post van. But nope, that was still engaged, so okay. Yeah, Colin fell up and told me to F off and hang up on me when I questioned him about the 80 quid and said I didn't agree to the 80 quid. He got all, you know, I don't know, maybe he was angry with someone else, and quite often he's angry with someone else, he then starts having a go at me, and I said, excuse me, don't have a go at me, you're angry with someone else, have a go at them. If you've got to have a go at somebody, have a go at the person who actually annoyed you. Yeah, don't go being annoyed at me. You're the one who agreed to pay this person 80 quid without speaking to me. Be annoyed with yourself or be annoyed with him for asking for the extra money. You know, don't be annoyed with me about saying, look, you know, you never spoke to me about it, so why on earth should I be the one doing this? You know, that's just rude. Utter rudeness, really. Yeah, but such is life. I mean, since then I've offered to pay him 70. I've said I've taken £10 off the price because you told me to F off. So that F off cost you £10. He never got back to me. So that's fine. And to be honest, having him come in looking at cars is pretty much useless because, you know, it's like the red X-Trail 2006. that was rusted to the point where the arches were basically missing. And he said it was a good car. He said I should buy it. It was a good car. And so, yeah. To be honest, him looking at cars, not a good idea. He would get talking to the person who owns the car, and he'd have a look at the car. Don't get me wrong, he will. He will even get on under the ground and have a quick look underneath. He'll have a quick look at the engine. He'll have a listen to the engine. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's a case of, take some photos of the underneath. It's like the person said, he's away until Friday late. About 6 o'clock Friday, so I said, well, then be Saturday afternoon then, I guess, I come round. Well, because you can't really take photos in the underneath of a car at night because it's dark. If you want a decent bit of daylight, you can actually get some decent photos. So you can see the degree of damage if there's damage. Because from the extra red one, I learnt that, that would have been a good idea to do that, really. Get some photo evidence. Come on over this way. Right. So, he won't be with me doing that. But there you go. As I say, don't care. And it's also a case at negotiating. He's terrible at negotiating. He's the one who always says, I'll offer him this much before we get anywhere near. And then when we get near, as soon as the bloke mentions the price, oh, go on, that'll do, you take that, go on. So, you're useless. Coughing up phlegm again. It's slightly moist outside, a bit windy, but it's not too bad. Yeah. I mean, I've been in situations where it's like the red one, the red X-Trail. I had a quick drive of the X-Trail, the red one. Didn't much like it. Didn't much like it at all. I felt the brakes were a bit dodgy. There was something about it, I just didn't feel right about it. So I got back to him. It was just me and him talking to start with. I was going, no, don't like it. He said, but you can change the engines over. You don't like the brakes, okay, but you can change the engines over. I'm like, but can you? That's the point. How much is it going to cost to do that? But I was like, no, I don't fancy it. I'm not too keen on the car at all. But of course, because we drove there, I mean, his car, he drove there to look at the car. He felt, well, come on, we come all the way to look at the car, just take the car. And it was a bucket of crap. Really, really was. Complete bucket of crap. It cost me money, so it's like, just waste of money that was. Yep, indeed. Amber, leave. So, we'll see. Well, I mean, the fact that I've already got a car, when looking at the Freelander, I've been more erring on, really, I'm just looking. I'm not necessarily going to buy today. I mean, I might not even take money with me. I might just look, have time thinking about it, I'll pray about it, see if I've got money to do. Well, the only problem is going there Saturday at that time, I'll have to say to him, yes, I definitely want it, blah, blah, blah. If I want it, I could give him a deposit for it, I suppose. I've got some money in my wallet, so I could give him a deposit towards the price and then pay him the rest on Monday. Well, I wouldn't be able to get the money out until Monday, unfortunately, because money's in the bank. So, bank is closed. Saturday afternoon, Sunday. So it's not till Monday the bank is open again. So, won't be able to do much about getting it until Monday. And I'll have to tell him that anyway. Well, because again, do I really want to take the money out? To go down and take the money at the bank beforehand anyway. Because then, to a certain degree, that puts more pressure on you to buy it. You haven't got the money with you, and that's a lot less pressure to say, yes, I'll buy it. It's someone else buys it, someone else buys it, don't they, really? You don't worry about that too much. Chewie! No. Come on, leave it. Come, this way. Come on, Riley. Where's Riley? Smiley Riley. There you are. Come on, stay with Dad. I need to see where you are, mate. Okay, here you go, Chewie. You get the sticky, mate. Here you go. You get it when Mollie leaves it. Mollie will leave it at some point. Oh, as for gym, I booked to go to the gym tomorrow, but I cancelled that. The reason why I cancelled it is because the upper back. You know when I say I do the low pull, or the low row? Low row does the upper back. Upper back. I think that when I do the chest, the upper chest, like with the 30k or 27.5k, the upper back is counted as the stabiliser muscles when I do that. So obviously I did that before I did the low roll, and then I did that the day after I did the low roll. So yeah, the upper back is a bit knackered. So it's like, oh, okay, let's rest it. Rest it for a bit, for now and then. So take an extra day off and rest for that area. Because at the moment, even though if I put my shoulders back, really feel it in the upper back. Really feel it. Whether that's a low pull or whether that's the it is the low pull, definitely the low pull, yeah, because if I just pull my arms back there I can feel it basically above the shoulder blades, shoulder blades, that area is quite sort of noticeable, achy, so it's like, right, rest it another day and go for it again. So yeah, good idea. So go Friday. Although if it's tomorrow, if it's the same, I'll just book it in for either Saturday or Sunday. Not sure. But if I need more time for the muscles to recover, then I'll do that. Yeah. Come on, Mollie Collie. It comes. Hello. Lovely. Ah, Lucy got a sticky. I mean, Lucy found Mollie's sticky. Did you find Mollie's sticky, Lucy? You did? Okay. Now, I know Lucy had a bottle, but she left that. Alright, no worries. Well, we're getting back to the car now, so it's quite possible by the time we get back, Ryden would have already been. Or have the numbers. You can see this. I know. You can hear that. It is windy. It's a windy little night. So, but it's warmed up a bit, so that's good. That's interesting. So, right. It is windy, yes. Riley, get out the way, you idiot. You're right in front of me. And you're slowing up right in front, as if what? What are you going to do? Nutter. What you got, Amber? What you got, Amber? What's Amber got? What you got, Amber? Amber got? What you got, Amber? Look at Amber. Oh, look at Amber. What's Amber got, eh, bub? What you got, Bubba? What you got, Amber? What's Amber got? Amber the baby. What you got, Papa? Look at Amber. Oh, Amber. Look at what Amber got, eh? You happy, go, Amber? You playing? Hi, Amber. What you got, Amber? You keep it, Bubba. You tell it, Amber. You turn it off. Turn it off, Amber. And Mollie found big sticky. Come on, this way. Bring it, Amber. He's a good girl. Alright, well, there you go. That's the walk and talk over, I think, for now. Alright, we've been twice around, that'll do you, I think. Although, really, for me, I should probably walk around again. I do tend to eat a lot after a meal. Well, what did I have today? I had a ribeye steak, and then I bought yesterday a chicken bacon and stuffing sandwich. So I had one half of that and then the rest of the bacon and the other half, then give the other half to the doggies. And then I had some 2 hot cross buns, toasted. Now, come here, boy. Come here. Let's turn it off. Come here. Gotta turn it off. There you go. Good boy. Take it. So I had 2 of those, and then I had a little bag of these little crispy things, and I had a mini roll. And well, I had to do. Well, that's my excuse.